Hey, if you're tired of relying on unstable wedding and event income, stick around. I help florists create consistent $5,000 months through hotel partnerships. My name's Franceska, the Hotel Florist, and I have worked with almost every luxury hotel brand out there. With a degree in hotel and restaurant management, I took my education and my experience and I partnered it with my floral design business to what's known now as hospitality floral design, in which I am an expert in this field. So what is a hotel florist? How does it actually work? What can you expect? And what is my actual experience of being a hotel florist? So first things first, let's talk about what a hotel florist actually is. A hotel florist is the in-house floral designer for a hotel. This means typically every single week they're coming in and they are designing something for the lobby, for the restaurant, putting roses in-room dining, filling the elevator banks with flowers. They're on call for any type of events happening in the hotel. The sales team of the hotel typically goes to the hotel florist anytime that they have questions regarding any upcoming events and floral design or botanical needs or holiday decor. And oftentimes the sales team actually refers their clients to you as the in-house florist because you are known, because you are liked, because you are trusted. Working with the hotel as the hotel florist, as you can see, gives you many different opportunities. You have every single week coming in and designing something for that client. You have such incredible exposure as a hotel florist because essentially this becomes your business card. You're able to work with a really incredible sales team that sells for you to work with insane clients that you've maybe never even thought of. And from there, you're able to anchor in with this hotel as their florist and take care of the hotel's guests. For example, if someone wants to send flowers to a room or someone wants to send flowers on behalf of them to somebody else, you are always the go-to as the hotel florist. So how does it work? How do you actually land one of these accounts? How do you actually become the hotel florist? I always recommend that you want to go in person to the property. You want to make a short list of all the different properties in your city and which ones you feel like would be a really great fit for you and for your brand. Next, you're going to go in and check it out. I always recommend to settle the nerves, maybe have a little glass of champagne at the bar or have a coffee, take a friend for lunch, and just kind of scope what's happening in the space. Like, are there already flowers? Are there botanicals? Does it look like they have some sort of budget? When you sit in the space, you can start doing math, right? So if you see a bouquet of 24 roses and you know estimate of a rose is $2, so if you mark it up by 3, it's 6, and 6 times 24, you get my drift. Like, you do the math. You see, what are they currently spending? Now, here's where a lot of people get caught. They think because the hotel doesn't have a lot of flowers or maybe has little flowers that somehow there isn't a budget, there isn't an opportunity there. But you don't know what's happening with the hotel. You don't know if they've had a budget cut or if they've recently gotten new owners who actually really value flowers. And so this is the really important part where you actually want to speak to someone at the hotel. You want to speak to the general manager. The general manager is the only person in that hotel that is signing your checks, signing off on your invoices. You want to get to the top first. So, there's that saying, shoot for the moon, you land among the stars. So you'll be tempted to talk to the girl at the front desk or the guy behind the bar and feel like you got the scoop, but you go and talk to the general manager to understand if they're currently looking for a florist, if they have a florist, if they even have a floral budget, and what the opportunities might be like for you to become the official florist for that hotel. At this point, I would love to know, have you even ever thought about working with a hotel? Let me know down below. Let me know in the comments. Is this something that you've been thinking about? Or is hospitality floral design like a totally new thing? Maybe you're here because you're like, I just really want to figure out consistent income in this industry. Or maybe you're watching this thinking, oh my gosh, I've been dying to work with hotels my entire life. Like, yes, finally, I feel so seen. Hello, universe. Or maybe you're like, this is totally a new concept for me. I'm kind of vibing with it. Like, I kind of like this idea. I've never thought about it, but I'm super excited. Let me know in the comments if working with hotels is something that you've been thinking about or now you're thinking about doing. So here's my experience of working with hotels. Like many florists, when I started my floral design business, I tried to be like everyone else. I tried to follow all the trends. I looked at Pinterest, I chased the brides, and I just so desperately really wanted to make sales to get my flower business up and running. The idea of hiring a team was impossible. The idea of hiring a bookkeeper was so beyond my reach. The fact that I was paying for my rent out of my savings every single month felt so discouraging. And it wasn't until I looked around and I realized that I didn't want to be the wedding floral designer. I didn't want to compete with those that were in that industry. I wanted to set out and blaze my own trail. So I took my knowledge, I took my education, my experience in luxury hotel management, my degree, and I coupled it with my floral design business. And I was like, how do I bring the two together? So in the floral world, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what hotels actually need. And in the hotel world, in the hospitality world, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what florists need. And so I saw this gap and I thought, holy smokes, what if I got the two to work? So I went to work right away. I started pitching at different hotel brands that I really wanted to work with. And actually, one of the best clients that I had, I pitched while I lived 8,500 miles away. I lived in the Middle East at the time, but I knew I was going to be moving to the States. I went ahead and started pitching my services, reaching out, seeing if I knew any contacts who could connect us, and it took me a year. It took me a year to get this client because I went through one GM and then that GM left, and then I started over again with the owner, and then they had a florist, and then I just kind of had to wait my turn. But that 1 year of waiting led me to a 6-year contract with this hotel that brought in almost $1 million in revenue through the hotel, through referrals, through additional clients like Tiffany & Co. and Chanel and restaurants that I would never have dreamed of having the opportunity to work with because my work was displayed, because my work was on show, people could see it. Now, my second really phenomenal experience that I had as a hotel florist was I was Fairmont Hotels and Resorts artist in residence for the longest standing time of 6 months, where I came in and I opened a flower shop and I created floral design for the hotel that was specific to their brand standards and really activated some spaces that naturally were pretty much dead. So this was a huge value add to their guest satisfaction scores, to the clients that lived and worked downtown as I stood in line at Starbucks, and that line went into my flower shop. It was such an incredible experience to then create an artist in residence program, all the PR, all the marketing, all the backing behind being the in-house florist for Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, living in the hotel, creating in the hotel. It was one of my cherished moments of being a hotel florist. Being a hotel florist works in many different ways. You could have a 1-year contract, you could have a 2-year, a 3-year contract, you could have a one-off request. There are some hotels that I work with and I just do their holiday decor. So they hire me, I create the vision board, I get all the items together, and then I go and create their holiday. There's other hotel clients that hire me just for big openings and big parties or having something in the lobby just once a month. So it's so important to go and talk to these hotels to actually understand what is it that you're looking for right now and how can I help you? So here's what I want to remind you today. Floral design does not just apply to the wedding and event industry. Floral design does not just apply to having a flower shop. It is so much bigger than that. There are other ways to make money in this industry, and not only other ways to make money, but consistently. And what I mean by that is like money is dropping in your bank account every single month on the same day, guaranteed, no matter what, where you can literally plan your life. You can hire the people you need to hire, you can get that bookkeeper, you can have the freedom of your design, and you can even take a paycheck home. You have that stability. So the next time you're wondering, like, how am I ever gonna make money in this industry? I really hope that you remember hospitality floral design. It is a whole new avenue here in the floral industry, and it is a great way to make consistent income. You want to learn more about the exact steps, how to shortlist, who to approach, how to approach them, who to talk to, how to talk to them, what do all the titles even mean, what time of day should you go, what kind of questions you should ask, then I highly recommend my free masterclass. In less than 30 minutes, you will have all the information that you need to get started. And before you go, don't forget to let me know down below if you have ever thought about working with hotels or if now it's on your radar.